Hello, hello, hello.
Hey everyone.
Welcome to
To
Mocktails and
Dreams.
Dreams.
Yep, our very first show. And it's going to be about the fear of starting.
Fear of starting. So we had the fear of even starting this material, to be fair. I don't know about you, but like every time you have an
Yeah.
idea and then you're like, oh yeah, we should do it. And then we don't.
Yeah. It was like, yep, sounds like a great idea. You get excited. And then it's like, okay, but first I need to sort out this, I need to sort out that. And then
You gotta
before
do
you
the
know
washing, you gotta do this. Is that we
yeah,
record tomorrow? We'll record tomorrow. And then we had a little half hour, so why don't we just start now?
yep.
So welcome.
And yeah,
And if you
welcome.
don't know who we are, my name's Mel,
And I'm Rita.
and we are literally Mocktails and Dreams.
Why Mocktails and Dreams, Mel?
Because we don't drink, okay, first of all.
We like mocktails.
We love mocktails. We have much more fun when we don't drink anyway.
Yeah.
And we're all about living the dream.
Definitely.
So,
And so this is our first show, and if you're listening, we hope you enjoy it, and please feel free to interact with us and let us know what you'd like us to cover.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, fear of starting. How many of you have actually had the idea and then you just sit back and get on with the rest of life?
Yeah, or you let life just throw you curveballs and you just deal with that before actually even looking at your dream.
Absolutely. So that fear of even beginning, or that fear of doing that first task, is really, I would say, probably the first hurdle. And I don't think many of us think about not even the how. We just don't think about just doing, and then that stops us. And then before you know it, it's another year, it's another 5 years, it's another 10 years, and then 10 years after that. And then you're like, oh, I should have started that. And the next minute, you know, probably someone else has come up with the idea, or they're living it, and you're like, oh, I should have done that.
And also, I think what comes to my mind is that it's like, okay, because I'm like a thinker. So thinking about, okay, well, how should it be? Like, what should I do? You know, like trying to think about the perfection instead of just doing it.
Yeah.
And that often, what I know has often held me back. It's like, okay, so what words, what action
how should it look?
Yeah.
How should
what
it look?
What is expected?
What should be in the content? And how should it be this? Should it be, wow, oh no, maybe I need to wait a bit. Maybe now's not the right time. But the moment you have that, that's the time to do it.
And that's the devil stopping you.
Exactly.
From doing what you're meant to be doing.
So as soon as you have that purpose, or as soon as you have the oomph to go and do it, go and do it.
You've talked yourself out of it as well. But
you've overthought it.
Yeah.
But you've overthought it. So this is that point, and I think I've done this over the last number of years, where I've said, oh, you know, I'm gonna do this, and I've got this plan, I've got an idea. And then all of a sudden, even within the first 5 minutes, or it could even be something as simple as, I'm going to write this really good social media post. Okay, go with me on this one. I'm going to really write a good one. It's going to be profound. It's going to be amazing. And I've got the, you know, the drive and the inspiration to do it. Then all of a sudden, a person or people, you start thinking about, what are they gonna think? And then you stop saying it. Now, I'm not saying, especially I'm not saying to promote hate or anything, because that's not what this is about. But if you have something profound to say, or if you've got a message of hope, or something that's inspiring, then the whole point is to go out and deliver that. Why are we worried about what X person is gonna think, or what these people are gonna think of you, when they're not gonna like your stuff anyway?
Yeah, they're not your people.
They're not even your target audience.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. You all automatically get that drive, and then, like you said, the devil comes and says, oh, but what if? And then you get pulled back, and then it's a year before you've even posted
or the scrolling on social media.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You start saying, okay, I'm going to get on social media, and I'm going to either do a live video, or I'm gonna, put this content, and then you see something, and then before you know it, you've seen something else and something else, and then you start comparing yourself
Yeah.
to, oh, but it's not going to be as
Or
immaculate
my
as
video
that,
doesn't
or
look like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then before you know it, you've just spent that time scrolling
When you could have
and
got your
given up on,
content.
and you could have got your message out there,
Yeah.
and that's where a lot of us
Stop.
just stop, and it's like, again, going back into our head is like talking ourselves out of it, or allowing the devil to talk us out of it.
Exactly.
Which is where we have to be like, no,
Yeah.
if this is your dream, this is your purpose, you need to put that to the forefront.
Absolutely. And also, it's just this thing, like, I'm pretty sure that everyone who's going to listen, now, I don't care if it's 0.1% of you or if it's 100% of you, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be, at some point in your life, you've always had an idea to do something. And I don't think there's anyone that I've ever spoken to, even people that aren't driven, they've always had an idea of something, but then you let life stop you, or you let this whole thing of, oh, but that's what they do, it's not what we do, or you let culture. I think culture's a huge one as well.
Yeah.
Your environment can give you the fear of starting. So the whole point is, like, if you've been in that, you know exactly what we're talking about, because that's like the number one killer of ideas, and it's the number one killer of what your dreams could achieve, which is why we put together Mocktails and Dreamz, because it is about having these conversations and being able to talk about this problem that we have. The fear of starting, or the fear of even moving on or moving forward.
Yeah, just even moving in general. I think just like we said, to even record this episode, it was like, yeah, we have to do it. We have to do it. We have to do it. And then it was just like, Mel's got a meeting. Oh, it turns out it's 30 minutes later. So it's like, well, okay, let's just do it. Let's just go all in. And it is that fear. And fear is really just, it's always going to be there. We're always going to have it, no matter what. If it's whether recording this audio, whether it's recording a video, or even if it's just stepping out into your street. There's always this
the fear of getting your trainers on to go outside.
And the effort. It's like there's always a fear that's there. But it's time that it depends really if your dream is so important to you, the why, I guess, as well. Purpose, what's the purpose behind it? And if it's something that you've always had, that that, I would ideally want this to happen, that's the biggest vision you have for yourself, then you need to get out of your way, and you need to tell the devil to just move.
Yeah, just tell fear to stop making you scared of what the results will be. But I mean, it's kind of like what you said before, isn't it? It's false evidence appearing real. And it's to the point where you give it more power than what you would have done. Like when you wake up in the morning, we're very much subconscious. You get up, maybe you'll check your phone, you'll, go to the bathroom. Everything is routine. We don't overthink, oh, but, what if I get out of my bedroom and I trip up over something? And then, but you just see what I mean? We could be conditioned that way, but we don't have a fear of the normalcy. We have a fear of what is different. So if we actually go that step further and then start to say, oh, actually, maybe I can make a business work, or maybe this idea should be, I don't know, patented, or I should get it trademarked or whatever, then, that's a step in the right direction. You've got your mark on something. But it's the fear of, but what will people think? What if this happens? And what if, I don't know, it doesn't have to be expensive, but I also think that a lot of people tend to feel like, I must invest loads of money. You don't have to.
Yeah, it's the excuse that we feed ourselves with.
Exactly.
And also, there was something I was going to say, but
that's going to happen a lot, by the way. So get ready for this. It's going to happen a lot, where you can have something that you're going to say, and then it's going to disappear. So either she'll have it or I'll have it, and then we'll get on a
Yeah.
tangent, and hopefully
That's
it will
what
come
happens,
back
but you know,
at some point. But that's what happens
maybe it
when
wasn't meant. But yeah, no, I've got it now. I
excellent.
captured it. If it's something that you keep on wanting and that vision hasn't left you, then it's something from God.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, ask God for that strength. Ask God to help you, because God doesn't give us a spirit of fear.
Yeah, it's always a spirit of strength and
Yeah, and
resilience.
power and a sound mind as well. It's like, that's why Mocktails and Dreamz, this is why we don't drink. It gives us that sound mind, that clarity. You know, we don't need alcohol to, you know, I mean, I'm not going down a preachy vibe, but it's like, you know,
Preach.
that's the sound mind of knowing, okay, this is with me, this is something I really want. It's something that God has placed in your heart.
And we just got the buzz of God anyway, like,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, but I'm
makes
talking
things,
about in
yeah,
pursuit of it and
absolutely,
starting. It's like,
yeah.
well, hold on, why do I want this? What's the purpose? And let's do it. If you're not for yourself to take action, do it for God.
Yeah, do it for God, even if it's about someone that you love. When I mean about love, I'm not talking about, like, you know, romantic love. I mean, if that is obviously your spouse or whatever, that's great, but I'm just talking about love in general. Like, that can also give you that purpose. It's also a blessing from God to make you want to push forward with that. You know, if we think about some motivational speakers as well, they do have that purpose. And actually, I need to do this because this is what my wife needs, or this is what this person needs, and I'm going to do that for them because I love them. But then ultimately, what they've already done, they've started to work on their dream, and it's rewarded them for doing that. And that's where you're saying, you know, it comes from that spirit of God. And sometimes God will place these people in your life to kind of say, well, you know what, be that role model, or be that, you know, be that person to do it for them in a way. But you're not doing it for them, you're still doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing it for God.
I guess it's everyone's different though, aren't they? And it's like, you know, God knows what you need to get motivated.
Yeah,
and maybe it is that maybe it's a person for some people.
That's probably a better
maybe
way.
it is go into your holy scriptures, you know, and or you know, it's whatever tools God will use to get you in that zone to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it could even be a case of making things go wrong for you to get to that dream, to be able to see clearly and be like, no, I need to action this because this isn't going right. There's something that needs to be moved.
And it's also this level of education as well. Like, there's always going to be the perfect time for things. So, like, for example, you might have had the idea maybe a few years ago, and there are going to be points where the timing wasn't right. So you don't need to beat yourself up about it. But know what the difference was, if it was fear or whether the timing wasn't right. And sometimes you do have this understanding as well. Like, for me, I know if I did, you know, if I launched into like training and consultancy a long time ago, I wouldn't be where I am because of the amount of knowledge that I've gained right now. But it wasn't just fear that was holding me back, but it's also because it wasn't the right time, because I didn't have the expertise. But now I've moved forward and I've hit that, you know, that age of prophecy at 40. Now it's like, actually, no, I do have that knowledge that I need now, and now's the right time to start.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean to say I don't get this fear of starting. Always of getting, you know, you get those whispers and, you know, oh, you really think you could do it? Oh, but it's so much hard work. Why don't you just lay in bed for a little longer? You know, maybe don't get up so early, or just chill, watch this show, or, you know, oh, maybe you need some tea and you need a snack, all these little things. And I'm like, well, really, do I really need a tea and a snack? Or maybe do I need to go? Makes me sound like I'm obese. I'm not, by the way.
No, she's not.
But I can get up and actually do something towards it, even if it is creating a bit of content, even if it's doing a slide or something. At least I'm building towards it. But the whispers will still happen, but my knowledge is much better. So it wasn't previously, it's due to my knowledge, But then when the fear comes, I now know how to understand if it's fear or if it's it just because it's the right time due to lack of
Or
knowledge.
if it's procrastination
Yeah. Oh,
as
yeah,
well,
but
because that's going to be another topic for sure.
Oh yeah, that's so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely so much
yeah.
to talk about
But
procrastination.
if we were to round this up, Mel, in terms of what kind of tips would we share with people?
Every 5 minutes that you get of free time, take an action towards your goal, your
Hey, that
vision.
was my one.
Oh, you see,
I
this
just
is
thought
you're
of that
gonna
in my
get that
head
as well, right? Okay, you can elaborate on that then.
Yeah, it's just making the most of the time that you've been given.
Just like now.
Yeah, and it's doing it again. It's like we could have just chilled and talks about what, life events and this and that,
yeah.
and then just keep talking about it. Oh, we want to do this, that, and the other. But it's making the most, like Mel said, the 5 minutes, even if it is just 5 minutes a day.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, just doing that small thing, even if like now we've got it recorded, and then we can start looking at the editing and getting the whole, just putting it all together.
It, yeah.
But we've done the first step, and once you do the first step, you feel more empowered. You feel, yes, I done something towards my dream, and then the next step will be easier, and then the next step. So yeah, Mel, definitely, I agree with that. And I think just always just know that you've got a bigger purpose, and that someone out there needs you to do this. Yeah, needs you to live your dream, needs you to live your purpose. They want to hear from you, and you've been blessed with this gift. So share it. And just deliver on it. I think that's the thing. And of course, obviously this one was obviously focused on the fear of starting. So if, and again, for the listeners, viewers out there or whatever, if you've got that belief, just speak to God. Yeah.
Have that direct conversation with him and say, God, what do I need to do? Even if you think you've got something and you don't know what it is, ask him to guide you.
Yeah.
Ask him for that guidance. And believe me, you're going to start to know the difference between fear and it being the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. God will always show you. God will always answer you. And it's just to be open to it.
Yeah. Be an open vessel.
And it will come either through dream, it'll come through just something someone says, or even a message, whatever way, you will know, okay, that's a message from God. And just remain open and just, but we did it.
Take some action. The fear of starting. We started this, I don't know, what is it, a podcast? Or, I guess it is a podcast.
Whatever God wants it to be.
Whatever God wants it to be, it's content, right? So, let us know in the comments. Hopefully this has helped you.
Yeah, what are you going to start, I guess? We've done the first step. So what's your first step?
Yeah, so what's your first step? What are you going to do? And definitely keep in touch, follow us, comment, share, and let's get this movement started.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Mel
and Rita
signing out from Mocktails and Dreamz. So, let us know in the comments. Hopefully this has helped you.
Yeah, what are you going to start, I guess?
Yeah,
we've done the first step. So what's your first step?
Yeah, so what's your first step? What are you going to do? And definitely keep in touch, follow us, comment, share, and let's get this movement started.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Mel
and Rita
signing out from Mocktails and Dreamz.